I'm Professor John Hunt. I'm one of the non-clinical deputy directors of the NIHR CRF in Nottingham. So my presentation is really about decades of research in really replacing parts of the body with viable live cellular replacements. So it's really about regenerative medicine and really evolving from decades or even centuries, depending on how far back you want to go, for man-made implants repairing and replacing parts of the body that have been damaged or are worn out. And we've moved into a new era where, using stem cells or progenitor cells, we can now seriously consider regenerating and repairing parts of the body with the patient's own cells or someone else's cells, and implanting those and providing a new articulating cartilage layer or a new piece of bone without having to have someone living with a perfectly brilliant piece of titanium. They're now back to being 100% themselves and good to go on living a healthy, independent life. So medicine, we're a victim of our own success in medicine. So people live a lot longer than they used to, even though life expectancy now seems to have stalled. Actually, our active lifestyles and what we do in our leisure time means that our bodies, if they don't fall foul of disease and infection or trauma, and even if they do, we tend to be able to keep people alive thanks to medical successes and advances. The problem that's before us now as a species is that we wear out and we start to degenerate. So we're really trying to address those degenerative, so-called aging disorders, and really putting people back just with a bit of a top up, a lift up with a cellular therapy that will give them back that articulating cartilage in their knee so the knee pain goes before they need a knee replacement. So you may offset the need for a total joint replacement. And if you were just to do that by 10 years, that'll make a difference to someone having 2 or 3 total joint replacements in their lifetime. So it would make a big difference. We know we can derive progenitor cells from a body, and we know we can control what they become in terms of tissue outside of the body. The trick now that we're all working on is providing that therapeutic dose and it being greater than 95% successful when it's fired into that body as that treatment. And that's really where we start to embrace a much used term of personalised medicine. So yes, it's an autologous therapy ideally, but it is personalised medicine because now we're actually asking the patient to go on that journey with us and to accept some of the responsibility for taking this living treatment into their body and then looking after it. So what you've done previously is behind you, and what you now have to do is accept that this is a living thing, your own living thing, and just change your lifestyle ever so slightly to allow this the best chance of success. This is my second time at the UK CRF network, and I started with the CRF in Nottingham in September, and they said, well, before you start, John, you need to come to the conference in Bournemouth. So for those 2 days, it was a real eye-opener to come to the CRF network, the UK CRF network, and see the enthusiasm in the room. And just, you know, the 300-400 delegates that were there, all sharing best practice and all sharing experiences and really providing in the detail how they're doing various treatments and how they're approaching various patients, and really sharing that information and really encouraging people to move between the different CRFs, move between the different NHS trusts and learn how to do this. And I can send you my standard operating procedure. I can send you how we did it. I can send you how we did the ethics. That, from an academic point of view, is like, wow, this is great. You know, if we shared information like this in academia, we'd be light years ahead of where we are. It's a slightly more competitive environment where I need to nail this down and get that publication out or patent this, and then tell the world. Here, we're really working as a much bigger collective workforce as the CRF, and we're sharing that information as one body, which is absolutely, it's a great breath of fresh air for me. Nottingham's very interesting actually, because it quietly gets on with the business of doing stuff. It doesn't try and shout it from the top of the building and grab the headlines. It just very neatly and nicely gets on with the business. So if you were going to seriously attempt to do something in terms of a new treatment, a new therapy, do some experimental medicine that was inclusive, this is a place where you should seriously consider coming, because there are no airs and graces. if you've got a proposal, then it will be looked at credibly and sensibly here, and people will help you sort it out and move it forwards. So I came to Nottingham University, and when I arrived, I was mad keen to come and form greater interactions with the trust here in the city. And that's been very easy. The door's always been open, and those conversations have just gone from strength to strength to strength. We have a civic agreement now under the banner of the Universities for Nottingham, where the two universities work with the NHS Trust and the communities and the county council and the city council, and really try to deliver on what the communities in Nottingham and Nottinghamshire, Derbyshire need. And you would come to Nottingham, yes, to do a particular project in Nottingham, but it opens the door to the other 54 CRFs. So the specialist clinical areas are truly broad and completely open just by touching base with the Nottingham CRF. So yes, we've got a biomedical research centre. Yes, we've got expertise in various technologies that have been developed in the city historically. But the future is about how far and wide we can take that. The door is open to everything, even rare diseases, and the specialist personal treatment that those rare diseases need. So I don't want to ring fence us in the way that we're trying to go with that.